Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Chrissy Pips, bringing you book number 2 of our Mindset Monday series. And happy new year, everybody. I'm so excited about the year. I have some great things lined up for everybody. Now, just to put this caveat in here before we even get started, in this book you will hear the mention of the devil and a few other religious terms, but keep in mind that my channel, I use this platform solely for the use of educational purposes. I'm not posting any of my own personal religious or political beliefs. It's all information here, people. Now, the name of this book is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. This book literally takes you on an emotional roller coaster. First, I was very intrigued, and then I was in denial, and then I was upset. But by the end of the book, I gained peace of mind and a new game plan. But enough of me rambling on. If you guys are here, you're interested, so let's get into it.
The revolution will be live.
Now, did you guys enjoy Think and Grow Rich and the activities that we did? Me too. Just wait till we finish this book. Another masterpiece by Mr. Hill for sure. This book shows you how to break free from all the brainwashing that's been done to you by yourself and by other people. Mr. Hill points out some very specific obstacles that have happened in everybody's life. He also gives accounts of events that led up to the creation of the Think and Grow Rich book. Now, he also shows how he persevered, in turn showing you how to overcome some of the same obstacles. Now, this book opens with a quote by Napoleon Hill. "Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Self-confident faith in oneself is both the man-made weapon which defeats the devil and the man-made tool which builds a triumphant life. And it is more than that. It is a link to the irresistible forces of the universe which stand behind a man who does not believe in failure and defeat as being anything but temporary experience." Now, I absolutely love this quote because it gives you an idea of what the premise of the whole book is about. Now, in this first chapter, Mr. Hill's in a meeting after a proposal with regards to some news articles he wanted to put together. Now, he's in this meeting with Andrew Carnegie, who is known as one of the richest men in American history still today, might I add. Now, in this interview or in this meeting, Andrew Carnegie gives a suggestion, okay? Mr. Carnegie's suggestion was to document the successes and the failures of successful people and of the people who have never known success, for the benefit of those who will be reading Mr. Hill's news articles. Now, Mr. Hill was also asked not to teach people what to do with the knowledge that he would be providing. This was a challenge that Carnegie suggested would take about 20 years and stated that it would be 20 years with no pay because this type of work is like thankless work. But because of the current state that Mr. Hill was in at the time, he graciously accepted the challenge because he said all he had at the time was the energy to do so. Now, it turns out it took Mr. Hill 25 years to finish this research, and this research was a direct cause of the Think and Grow Rich book. Outwitting the Devil was published after Think and Grow Rich because the book revealed that Mr. Hill had learned a lot, and it took you along the path with him of everything that he had to overcome, all of the obstacles and things that he was met with. Now, Andrew Carnegie told Mr. Hill to interview thousands of people and advised to focus on those who were considered to be failures. And what he meant was the people who had never seen success, like those people who had passed away and had never hit that successful plateau. Now, Carnegie thought more knowledge could be gained from the lessons of failure than could be gained from the lessons of success. Because if you're only told everything that's easier, told about the easy path, everybody tries to take it. And then more people actually fail because they don't know how to overcome those obstacles when they get to them. He saw failure would teach people what not to do. Now, Carnegie told him that if he made it through this challenge, he would discover the causes of success is not something separate, but is such a strong force in nature that the majority of people never recognize it when it comes. In the book, he said that the force is called your other self. And this other self rarely makes itself known except in times of unusual emergency, when you're forced to go through some sort of adversity or temporary defeat. You're forced to change your habits and think your way out of this difficulty. So this other self manifests itself at that time. Carnegie stated that in his experience, the greatest success comes only when you're overwhelmed and things seem to be at their lowest. It's only when you reach this point that you're forced to think. If you think accurately and with persistence, you discover that failure is usually nothing more than a signal to reevaluate your plan or to change your purpose. Now, if you have the courage to go through just a little bit of failure, you discover that where you went wrong is something that you could fix and keep moving. Besides, most failures are due to the limitations you put on yourself anyway. An obstacle is just success waiting on the other side of a wall. The biggest obstacles in most people's way is the one that they put in the way anyway. Most people don't think long enough to get past it. But yes, neither here nor there. Now, this book is phenomenal. This was just the intro and chapter 1 of the book. We are going to get into chapter 2 next week. If some of these chapters are shorter, I will kind of put them together. There are some short chapters in the book, so I will probably put 2 together, or we'll make some fun and exercising. If you guys do want the book, I do have it posted in the link below, as well as my social media, so please follow me on social media. But yeah, this book is going to teach us a lot. It's going to take the channel on an emotional roller coaster, and I want you guys to go with me again. Like, I went through it the first time, and this was phenomenal. It seems like we're gonna do a lot with Napoleon Hill and his books because they are phenomenal. So why would we change? I do have a few other authors in mind, but this is one of the most prolific authors that I found that actually gives you useful information and shows you how to use the information. This book, he goes through accounts of some death threats that he had and some of his lowest points. And when I say he, I mean Napoleon Hill. Yeah, he had some death threats because of some associations that he had. He wanted to partner up with somebody to start publishing because he thought he was done with his work that Carnegie suggested, but he wasn't done. And the person that he ended up meeting up with ended up getting killed because of exposing some people who didn't want to be exposed. And Mr. Hill ended up going into hiding. And while he was in hiding, he discovered his other self. And that gets more interesting in the later on in the chapters that we're going to go through, because there's a few situations in the book, like the rest of this book, the rest of the chapters that we're going to go through are pretty much Mr. Hill having a conversation with his inner demon, right? And it's not the first time that it happened, because in Think and Grow Rich, he had an entire conversation with himself that we went over too. But you guys, this book is phenomenal. Like I said, if you want it, it's in the description box below. And I can't wait to get into chapter 2 with you guys. If you enjoy the content in the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you guys are my trading partners, trading buddies, trading fam, I will see you guys on 101 Wednesday and in tonight's training session, because it's about to be lit. Okay, I'll see you guys later though. Thanks for stopping by.